Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. By penance only can one even approach the personality of Godhead, who is within the heart of every living entity and at the same time beyond the reach of all senses. Rudra was advised by Brahma to perform penances. As an example of his sons and followers, that penance is necessary for attaining the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the common mass of people follow the path shown by an authority. Thus Brahma, disgusted with the Rudra generations and afraid of being devoured by the increase of population, asked Rudra to stop producing such an unwanted generation and take to penance for attaining the favor of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we find in pictures that Rudra is always sitting in meditation for the attainment of the favor of the Lord. Indirectly, the sons and followers of Rudra are advised to stop the business of annihilation, following the Rudra principle while the peaceful creation of Brahma is going on. So my humble obeisances to all of you. Jai Shri Radha Gopalanda ki, Sitaram Krishna Bhagavan ki, Gaur Nitai ki. So this place, Bhaktivedanta Mana, we have seen this in videos, in YouTube, in George Harrison pictures, and it was our dream to, just like we have dreamed to visit Vrindavan Dham, we also had dreamed to visit those places where Srila Prabhupada, he was personally there, he put his energy. So it's like our dream come true when we entered this place. And Mataji, I just forgot her name, Janavi Mataji's mother. Guru Charan Mataji, she gave us such a wonderful tour to Prabhupada rooms, and I have to admit that we could feel that vibration, that Srila Prabhupada is still here. I don't know, because all of you are here every day in and out. How do you feel about this place? But this is like Dham for us. This is like Vrindavan for us, where we could feel Srila Prabhupada very strongly in his rooms and in these lawns. So we're very grateful for having us here. And at the same time, I feel very much unfair because Mataji is here, Maharaj is here, and it's unfair for the audience also that I have to be here. I would like to ask for the blessings from Mataji, from Maharaj, and all present Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, so Srila Prabhupada would use us so we could share something which will benefit my spiritual life and which would serve you all in your spiritual advancement also. Today, when we entered, Julan was going on, such an environment. And I remember a little bit of katha about the Julan, how Radha and Krishna were kept in the swing. And gradually, Radharani never wants to enjoy alone. Whatever ananda or bliss she experienced, she always liked to share with others. And like that, there was a description of the Julan. In the beginning, the Julan was like for the two-seat, Radha and Krishna. And gradually, when Radharani is inviting, you guys also join. And then the Julan expanded with 8 more seats for 8 other gopis. And then 8 gopis also, they were like, no, we have to add more. We have to distribute this ananda, this bliss with others. Then 100 more seats were added to the Jhulan. And gradually we can guess the Jhulan, the swing was swinging with 16,000 seats with Radha Krishna in the middle. So this was amazing. When I heard this story, wow, Krishna. I mean, we can even hardly imagine how is it possible, such a swing accommodating everybody. And the sad thing is, we left such a place, coming back to Bhagavatam, we left such an amazing place. And then, that's why Lord Brahma, and this is the chapter where Lord Brahma has to create the place for people like me, who wants to enjoy, who wants to be the first, always, though in the line of Jhulan, or though in the line of Prasadam, or anywhere, I want to be the first. I want to be the center of everything. And that's why Brahmaji had to create all this, and that's how we are here in Bhagavatam. And when it comes to Bhagavatam, I remember His Holiness Mahavishnu Swami Maharaj. He is regional secretary for Nepal, and I think he belongs to he belonged to UK also. His beginning days was here. He always shares with us, and one of his story, which I will never forget, is when Srila Prabhupada was leaving body, and the news came, spread all over, devotees were invited, come Prabhupada is leaving body, everybody come to Vrindavan. And I think it was Manna where Srila Prabhupada, and where Mahavishnu Maharaj was serving that time. And Saturday festival was coming up, but then there was a request from the president that, don't go now. How will I run the program? If you all go to Vrindavan, how can I run the program? So finish the Saturday program and then go. Maharaj had to put, so with a heavy heart, Maharaj decided, okay, I'll finish the program, festive Sunday feast program, and then I will further go to Vrindavan to Sri Srila Prabhupada. But when he reached Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada already left this planet. And very few of us, we have this experience, or we can think, or we can even imagine how it feels when Guru leaves the planet, when we cannot serve him anymore physically, when we can't talk to him, when we can't ring him up or send him WhatsApp messages. And Maharaj felt quite weird. He said that, I didn't know I'm supposed to cry, or I didn't know I'm supposed to act normal. I was having mixed emotions, I was having mixed feelings. And then that night, the first night in Vrindavan, when Maharaj reached, he slept and Srila Prabhupada came in his dream. And Prabhupada just did his hand like this. And he was like, Srila Prabhupada, you're alive. And he ran to Srila Prabhupada, where Prabhupada hugged him. And he hugged Srila Prabhupada, and he was crying. That time he was crying finally. Prabhupada, everybody said you're leaving, but you left, but you are here, Prabhupada, you're still here. He was hugging Srila Prabhupada, and he was closing his eyes, but gradually he noticed that Prabhupada's body changed. His hands started opening like this. He was hugging Prabhupada, but gradually something happened to Prabhupada's body, changed. And then he opened his eyes. What happened to Prabhupada? And then he saw that it was not Srila Prabhupada in his arms, but it was full set of Srimad Bhagavatam in his arms. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So this was amazing. Prabhupada is telling that I am in my Bhagavatam. I'm non-different. If you want to associate with me, I'm here in each and every word of Bhagavatam. And even when we went to Vrindavan, Jagatarini Mataji, I remember she was sharing that, Sucharu, we miss Prabhupada. And Mataji, what do you do? Yes, those were the days where we could write to Prabhupada and would wait for Prabhupada's letter, and everybody would be there, and the letter would be the president or temple commander will read the letter in front of everyone. But now we can't write whenever we have problems. So what we do, we just go in a room. She said, I will just go in the room. If I have any problem, I'll take my Bhagavatam and I start reading. I'll start reading and reading and reading and reading. Not for 5 minutes, not for 10 minutes, not for 20, 30. I read on and on and on and on until I feel exactly how I felt when Prabhupada was there and answering my questions. So that might take sometimes 30 minutes and sometimes few hours. So, though Srila Prabhupada not physically with us, Srila Prabhupada is here in Bhagavatam, which we are reading every day. And when it comes to Bhagavatam, I always remember this story of the in a jail where all the prisoners, they also reading Bhagavatam. But their Bhagavatam is different than our Bhagavatam. Here our Bhagavatam, we're talking about Prahlad Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, But in prison, these prisoners, they are reading Bhagavatam of big dantus, Dantu Sir Singh, or this thief or that robber, they're acharyas, I should say. And they're reading every day about their acharyas. How Mr. So-and-so, big thief or big robber, he ran away from the jail by making a tiny hole in the wall. Every day he used to make that hole and he used to pass. And after 2 years he made a big hole and he went out of that hole. So like every day they used to inspire each other how we can get out of this jail. Similarly, we have Srimad Bhagavatam, where we inspire each other how we can get out of this material jail. And these chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam, this chapter 12 is telling about how Lord Brahma created new science. Whoever has been attending Bhagavatam since a few days must have got that idea how Brahma created new science. But he was not satisfied for creating this ignorance. He was feeling not that good to keep people in this world. So then he created knowledge. It's explained, Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice purport in this slokas. Just going through the recap. And then he created 4 Kumaras. But 4 Kumaras, of course, said that, no Dad, I'm not gonna go to that direction. I would like to go close to Krishna. We like to go for spiritual life. We'll not go to that direction where you want us to go. So when these 4 sons were going against Brahma, Brahma had such a hard time. He was trying to control his anger, but he could not. He was trying his best to suppress, not to show his anger. And then there is a twist in the story. The Srimad Bhagavatam is like an interesting movie. And a movie is considered interesting if there is twist in the middle. You're expecting something, but something else happens. You're expecting, okay, now this, and boom, something else happens. I'm also taking care of media in Nepal, and I had to do a course for director. I'm directing course, a movie direction. So it was like few months course, and we were taught that every scene of the movie you have to write and you have to put on a big table. Or you take a floor and you put every scene. And when the scene is happy, you have to put the scene up. And when the scene is sad, you have to put it down. And when the scene is normal, you keep it in the middle. And at the end, you see how your movie has how many twists your movie has. If your movie is all in the middle row, your movie is not considered interesting. You have to go up and down. That chart should be like that. Then the movie will be interesting. So here, when I was reading Bhagavatam, when I was reading this sloka, I felt that, wow, what a twist. Brahma is getting angry, trying to control his anger, and boom, Rudra comes out from the middle of his eyebrows. Wow, this is something pretty interesting. And the child starts to cry then, what is my name? Give me my designation. Where am I supposed to be? Where is my place? And Brahma feels like, oh my boy, okay. Then he starts to say, okay, your name is Rudra because you're crying, you're so anxiously crying, so your name is Rudra. And not only that, you have other names also. And not only that, you are Rudranis also, because Brahma is focused in his direction where he has to go. Okay, 11 names, 11 Rudranis, you are the master of living entities, go create. And whenever the topic of Brahma comes, I always relate it with the management of ISKCON. We are in management for quite a long, and we can really relate what Brahma must be feeling. It's such an ups and downs. You're given the task, you have to fulfill it anyway. And some people, they come, they join, with full good intention of helping you. Like Rudra here. Yes, Father, I will do it. But then the task that Rudra did was really not helpful. The generations, the entities that Rudra created was not really helpful for creation. It was helpful for destruction, but not for creation. So Brahma had to say, stop! My boy, please stop. Full red light Brahma had to show. And then, of course, then I saw that, wow, what a quality. Another quality I noticed. When Brahma said, create, these are the places you're supposed to be, these are your wives, now go create. He was like, yes, sir. Rudra was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Yes, sir. And then time came, he did it all upside down, messed up everything. Then Brahma called him, he stopped. Then he just stopped. But generally in management, very difficult to get managers like that or assistants like that. When we say, go ahead, they'll full speed go ahead. But when we'll say, stop, then says, why? Why should I stop? I gave my life for ISKCON. I gave my life for this department. I gave my life for Radha Gokulananda. And why should I stop? Why should I not do my service? This is what happens actually. But in Rudra's case, it was a little different. Rudra was like, stop, and he stopped. And he said, now go do some penance, do some austerity. Because yat yat acharati shastras, Prabhupada says in that purport, yat yat acharati shastras. If you're going to do that, your followers will do the same. So you take a break, you do the meditation, you correct yourself, you meditate. That's why Prabhupada said in most of the picture, we see Rudra meditating. That was the instruction of Brahma, and then he went ahead. So that's how it went ahead. But in ISKCON it happens a little bit different. But when we read Bhagavatam, then we understand, oh, this is management and this is how we're supposed to go ahead. But it doesn't mean that Brahma did that because he did not like Rudra. He did that because from top he could see that, oh, this part is going wrong, so I have to correct this. Your time will come. Your time will come and you come back. That time, the service will be yours. So he had faith in Brahma and he said, yes, fine, my dear father, and then he continued. So this is a wonderful thing. And then Srila Prabhupada speaks about the penance. When we think about the penance, generally we think like there is a movie now, Mahavatar Narasimha there. Most of us we have watched. Did we watch? How many of us can watch? Oh, really? In Nepal, we booked the whole hall and we went to watch. And amazingly, Maharaj Prabhupada disciple, Bhakti Vigna Vinasa, Narasimha Maharaj was with us in the theatre. And few other GBCs also. They were also there. We booked the entire hall. It's not here in... Oh, it's coming only on 8. It's an amazing movie. We have to watch. Yes, and then I got more into a Narasimha movie. Where I was? What was I sharing? Penance. Exactly. Right? In that, we are more thinking that penance should be like what Hiranyakashipu did. It should be really troubling our body, it should be really difficult, and we have to go to Nepal and get a cave in Himalayas and just be in the cave. Most of the Maharajis or senior devotees we meet, and when we say, Maharaj, we're from Nepal, or Mataji, we're from Nepal, and they said, oh yes, I have been to Pokhara in that cave. My spiritual journey started from Nepal in that Himalaya. Because we have that understanding that austerity means, that. But when we come to bhakti, austerity may be a little different. Austerity may be standing on the line where, line for the toilet. That might be austerity. Austerity may be we are making a garland. We have service of making garland, and somebody, our department head comes and says that, Mataji, could you please give that seva to her and you come with me and help that. That might be austerity. That might be a penance. Not going in the cave and doing, some yoga practices there. But this is the austerities that we learn from Srila Prabhupada. This is the penance that we see. Wow, what Prabhupada did. When Srila Prabhupada arrived to America, it's really heart-touching when we read the line, I didn't know to turn left or to turn right, but still I went ahead. It's really heartbreaking to know that Prabhupada spent his first night in the sofa, in the couch of some grihastha. It's heartbreaking to, read the history of ISKCON UK. How our seniors, they spend night in the paper box in train station. These are the penances. This is the austerity. And this we can also do. In our everyday life, we can also do for our spiritual advancement. We don't have to go here, there, or separate so many months and walk, hiking in the mountains. But these small, small penances really helps us go close to Krishna if we can understand this. And real penance, of course, is when we understand what Krishna actually wants. It took me some time when I understood that I was not doing bhakti. It was more than 10, 15 years me practicing devotional service, but then I understood I was not after bhakti, I was after moksha. Why? Because I was asking from Krishna, Krishna, I want this, why am I in this situation? Please take me out from this situation. I was demanding from Krishna that, Krishna, why this is happening in my life? Can you change? I want this. But then later I came to know that's not bhakti. That's moksha. You're trying to get out from your suffering. That's moksha. That's not bhakti. But bhakti is, oh Krishna, you want me in this situation. You're happy? Okay, then I'm happy in this situation. That is bhakti. And this was really enlightening, I think this. Of course, many places Prabhupada has given us hint about this, but I got this from the book of Burijan Prabhu. It's a book called Japa. You must have read. Or if you haven't, please, you read it. Such a beautiful book. There he says that this is not bhakti, this is moksha. And then the things changed in our life. Then we could understand, oh, okay. And this is what Srila Prabhupada did. This is what Prabhupada's disciples did. They're still doing it. But we join ISKCON thinking that, okay, this is bhakti, but then we are not after bhakti, we are going after moksha. And I think it is in chapter 9, Srila Prabhupada in the purport mentions about separatist mentality. Prithak bhav, Prabhupada says. And what is separatist mentality? Prabhupada says that my desire or my thinking is Krishna is the supplier. He is the supplier for our demands. That is separatist mentality. But what is bhakti is, Krishna, what do you want? I want to do that. My desire is what you desire. That's my desire. And this is such a beautiful thing to understand. When you understand, of course, we don't understand what is Krishna's desire, but we can understand what is Srila Prabhupada's desire. And sometimes when we see now the situation of ISKCON, everybody, many disciples of Srila Prabhupada also, they understood Prabhupada in different aspects. And everybody is presenting their aspect. So it's a little confusing for this third generation or fourth generation, what actually Srila Prabhupada wanted. So that's why our gurus, they are working in Diksha and Siksha, gurus both. Their disciple course, so we all can still unitedly take ISKCON ahead. Not separate or divide ISKCON for our pleasure. But if, like when we travel to places like this manner, or in US, so many places, we came to know that ISKCON DC, when we went there, we saw that, wow, Prabhupada got land in such a posh place. What, plans Prabhupada had. He really said, we are the son of the king. And he lived life like that, and he showed us the same way. But later it was so, disappointing when we knew that the DC temple, the land, half land was sold to run the temple. But somehow, with devotees' courage, they got the land back again. But there was a moment like that. And it's happening not only in DC, in so many places. What Prabhupada did, instead of we trying to take it ahead and expand the empire of Srila Prabhupada, extend the empire of Krishna consciousness, we somehow not getting that courage. And even, the empire is not expanding but shrinking. Because we're not really understanding Prabhupada. We're really not going for bhakti, we're going for moksha. So that's where Bhagavatam will help. But Bhagavatam not alone, Bhagavatam in Sangha of devotees. So it's so nice to have you all, serve you all with whatever I understood. The time was till 30, but I took a little bit more time. Sorry for that. If any questions? Yes?
Jai Mataji, very nice. I just want to correct something. I just wanted to correct something.
Yes, Madam.
When we speak about Srila Prabhupada not being physically present, that is the wrong terminology. Srila Prabhupada is physically present in an unmanifested form.
That's what she
Yes.
was.
And
She was
he is watching everything. Krishna is the reservoir of all knowledge, all compassion, all mercy. And when it appears in this world, it comes in the form of Sadguru. There is never a time that Sadguru is not watching from the heart, not watching personally present. He's here watching all of us do our service every day. And knowledge, this is a descending process. All realization come from the heart of Sadguru. He is watching everything. So knowledge descends in the heart of the devotee from the Guru, from Sadguru. And you spoke so nicely on so many things today. So please don't take offense that I said a few things. So Panchakalpa true Vichaki Pachindu Ivita Pajitanam Paladevyo Vaishnavevyo no.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mataji, thank you so much for your enlightening class. And one point really, there are many points I would love to hear about, but one point quickly, you kindly mentioned that approaching Krishna and asking Krishna, what do you want? So how can we understand what Krishna wants once we ask the question? There can be our mental concoction, and there can be really something that Krishna wants. Could you please elaborate?
Thank you so much, Guruji. If, well, of course, answer, but if anybody wishes to contribute, you're most welcome. Maharaj also would like to hear from Maharaj also, if anything. For my side, it's like, generally we get this question, because we know that bhakti means for the pleasure of Krishna. Whatever we're doing for the pleasure of Krishna. But we're going there, we're talking, we're sharing our feelings. Krishna, are you happy? But then we cannot hear. And sometimes we say that Krishna just smiled at me. His bansuri fell off, or his, flower from his pagadi fell off. So that's the sign Krishna is happy, or we can take it anyway around. But what, of course, that is wonderful. What Prabhupada has taught, what we have learned, Krishna's words are here in books of Srila Prabhupada. So what he really wants, he has mentioned it here. And if anywhere we don't understand, like Mataji just clarified, Guru is there. And if in case Guru is traveling, then sadhus are there, senior devotees are there. Maybe they are devotees who got direct instruction from Guru, but not everybody we get direct instruction from Guru. We get, chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles. And other instructions we take from the devotees who are serving Guru. And when they are happy, then we understand, Krishna is happy. And you can also feel in your heart, just like when you are eating, when you're full, only you know that you are full. Nobody else can feel that for you. So similarly, when Krishna is happy, we know that we are happy. Sometimes Janmashtami coming, I heard here Janmashtami is really wonderful, but we also feel sad that we have to go back for Janmashtami to Nepal. So just 2 days before we will be leaving for Janmashtami in Nepal. But the preparation that's going on here, we can see that, wow, so many of us will not be sleeping, I think. There will be sleepless nights for so many. But still those devotees with dark circles in their eyes, still that happiness beaming from them. because that satisfaction is there. That happiness is there of pleasing Krishna. And that Krishna is giving us. That's the reward from Krishna. One devotee in Nepal, we remember, in Janmashtami there, he was organizing, his name is Senapati Prabhupada Das. He's a wonderful devotee. He was organizing Janmashtami. He was the main brain after all the big festival there, and we were just working according to him. And somehow it was like 11 o'clock at night. He just went to the bathroom and he was really tired. He could not stand. So he just leaned on a wall and squat there. Just sat like that for a while. For a while, he thought. But when he opened his eyes, it was samsara dava, lalita loka. Already 4 a.m. in the morning, he was squatting, sitting like this and leaning against the wall. But he said, I didn't even realize that so many hours passed. But that happiness, Mataji, I can't share what I'm feeling. Nobody in this temple must be feeling what I'm feeling. So this is when Krishna is happy. Our enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness continues. Nobody can discourage us. I wish Maharaj would like to share something.
Thank you so much for a wonderful class, Mataji. I think your answer was wonderful. And just to further confirm, Narottam Das Thakur, he says, Guru Sadhu Shastra Vakya Chidade Goya Aikya. So our consciousness, our ability to act in line with Krishna's will, our consciousness is purified when we have strong connection with Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So if we have strong connection there, then we'll always be in line with Krishna's will. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Prabhupada ki jai. Adar Upananda ki jai. Siddhartha Maharaj.